I got someone I want you to meet, Aaron Christensen. Jump up here. Look, this guy's a good dude right here. And the thing I want to talk about, because I've been getting pinged in the hallway from people asking the question, like, how fast can this stuff happen? How fast can we take control of our life? How fast can we improve our personal, professional, financial goals? How does it all work? Well, this dude has gone through the whole cycle. Didn't you come to the first event we ever did?
Pretty close.
So tell everybody who you are and what you're doing.
So my name's Aaron Christensen, former CEO of Christensen Automotive. So we were a general automotive repair company, basically here in Nevada. We had 8 locations down here in Las Vegas. We were crushing it.
So look, the journey started when we met. You're like, hey, I got a $2 million automotive repair business. I'm in business with 3 of my buddies that we were in the military with, and we're struggling, and we got to figure out how to grow. And that's where you and I got connected, right?
Yeah, correct. We went to a business boot camp, watched Grant walk in, lights turned on, that guy just is so energetic, and then goes through the welcoming speech. Brandon gets up to do the speech, and I was like, I am locked in with this guy. Whatever he says, I am all in, whatever's going on. And then he said, if your business is doing $2 million more a year, come to this room and come talk to us. And I was like, yeah, we just made it. So I went back and then just started talking to you, started talking to Natalie. And it was just like a calling of like, I have to get involved.
And this was 2019.
19, correct.
And so we started working together, and you were doing everything. You're training on Cardone U, you're trying to get the team to push, you were learning, you were developing. You went to the 10X 360, and then COVID hit.
Yep, yeah. 10X 360, January of 2020. Went to GrowthCon right after, when it was at Mandalay, and it was perfect timing. It was like, okay, what do we do?
We wrote that emergency business response and started firing off.
Yep, and then we're on Zoom calls every single week with you and your team. We were so locked in from day one when the government said, hey, we're shutting things down. And we're like, oh, whatever, we're gonna keep going.
And we did. In fact, we kept going and kept going and kept going.
Yeah, so we kept going that year and put a bunch of money in the bank. We got lean as an organization. And then I was like, hey man, going into 2021, it looks like we have a great opportunity to expand, grow through acquisition.
And all of a sudden, a big competitor here in Las Vegas who wasn't prepared, wasn't organized, wasn't fighting to keep the business moving and expanding. They'd got a little lethargic, a little lazy, and COVID kind of took their employees away. And all of a sudden, they put it up for sale. They're asking a lot of money.
Yeah, they were asking
an enormous amount of money. And so Aaron calls me, and I'm like, dude, I got to go with you, man. I love this shit. Let's go. So we rolled into Vegas, started negotiating with the business owner. We literally took the business over for their lease and a little bit of money on a deferred payment.
Yep. So we just kept going. We had been working with you guys for, 2 years at that point. And so we were prepared for that task because this effectively doubled the size of our business.
So when we talk about these break points, they're as true as gravity. They went from 2 million to 8 million, and now we're gonna go bite off this big ass acquisition. And there was 3 of them, best friends.
Yep.
What were you not ever thinking was gonna happen?
Stuff happens and you go separate ways, and that's exactly what happened.
You know, Grant always says when people finally quit, they really quit long before that, and we found out they had quit before that, which was causing a drag on our ability to execute.
Yep, yeah, so he left the business, and we just kept looking out of the windshield. You can't think about what's behind you, and we just kept the foot on the throttle, and we kept going.
And so now I want you to think about it, because we're talking about a 3-year time horizon. We bought a distressed business because they were prepared, they were organized, they were fighting to win every day. We buy this distressed business, we attack it with a vengeance as a team, and here we are 3 years later. And what's your life look like today?
Man, life is a lot quieter these days because we had a private equity company reach out to us and they said, hey, we want to buy your business. And I listening to Brandon talk and talking to him, and he's like, you know, anything to do with private equity with what you guys got going on? I said, well, you know, this one's a little bit different.
He said, unless they're willing to pay up and make it worth your effort. Yep. Let's see how bad they want it.
Yep, so met with the private equity group, and then I said, well, give me a number of where you guys want to start. And they said, you give us a number. And I said, okay.
And yes, and we did give them a number. Here's the thing, within 36 months of a $2 million business, this dude has a tens of millions of dollars exit.
Yeah.
So here's the moral of the story is you only know in reflection the decisions that you made at some point in time were good decisions or bad decisions. You guys get that, right? Like he could have easily said $40,000 to go to this program. That's so much money. I would never spend that kind of money. He could have made up any excuse. His partner tried to talk him out of it, and then he went ahead and did it anyways. And now he's officially coming into our 10X buy sell as a CEO resident to come in and work with all the business owners that we're acquiring and negotiating deals with because he completed the cycle of exiting. So with all the acquisitions we're in the middle of right now, Aaron's going to be coming in and working with the CEOs and the founders of the companies we're working with to hold their hand with me through the whole cycle. And we're targeting hundreds of millions of dollars businesses to buy together. And this is when it gets fun, true or false?
This is the most excited I've ever been for any sort of business venture. I was talking to Natalie last night and I said, it is amazing because I can reflect back now and going, man, I should have done this quicker in my business. Watching the team work together, everybody is so synergistic and everybody's fighting towards the same mission.
Dude, I cannot wait to kill it with you. So proud of you. Thank you, man.